In the heart of a bustling, neon-lit city stood a quiet, unassuming museum dedicated to the life and teachings of Confucius. Despite the modern world's rapid pace, the ancient philosopher's words still echoed through time, offering wisdom and guidance. One day, the museum unveiled a new exhibit, unlike anything seen before: Ancient Wisdom, Modern Lessons, the animated Confucius experience. This immersive exhibit was designed to bring Confucian philosophy to life through captivating video narratives, each story crafted with unmatched narrative ability and a deep understanding of Confucian principles. Visitors were greeted by an engaging opener, a digital scroll unfurling to reveal the first of many tales, a journey that promised to be a roller coaster of emotions from start to finish. The exhibit was divided into several sections, each dedicated to a key aspect of Confucian philosophy. The first section, Diversity of Love, showcased stories illustrating the various forms and expressions of love recognized in Confucian tradition. Through skillful deployment of idioms like "a heart in harmony with virtue shines brighter than gold," the narratives explored love's multifaceted nature, from familial affection to the respect between friends and the loyalty among community members. Moving through the exhibit, visitors encountered Moral Intuition, where animated tales highlighted the importance of intuition in understanding and practicing morality. Here, the ancient wisdom of listening to one's heart to discern right from wrong was brought to life with vivid animations and relatable scenarios, demonstrating how intuition guides us in making ethical decisions. In the section titled Li as Life-Generating Activity, the concept of Li as a vital, ontological articulation of love and goodness was illustrated through stories that depicted everyday acts of kindness and respect. These narratives, enriched with real-life samples, showed how Li can transform ordinary moments into extraordinary expressions of love and virtue. As visitors progressed, they encountered moral humility and conscientiousness, where the virtues of modesty, self-awareness, diligence, and carefulness in one's moral life were portrayed through poignant, thought-provoking stories. Each tale, a testament to Confucian thought, underscored the importance of humility and conscientiousness in cultivating a harmonious society. The exhibit also delved into the practical application of virtue ethics, the role of education in moral development, and the distinction between intellectual and practical virtues. Through engaging narratives, visitors were shown how Confucianism is not just a philosophy of lofty ideals, but a guide for day-to-day living, emphasizing the practical outworking of virtues in a manner that resonates with modern audiences. One of the most captivating sections explored the tension between generalism and particularism in morality, inviting visitors to reflect on the balance between universal principles and the specifics of individual circumstances. Here, the narratives skillfully navigated ethical dilemmas, demonstrating how Confucian philosophy offers nuanced guidance in making tough decisions. The exhibit concluded with a powerful section on ethics and ontology, where the interconnectedness of ethical discourse and ontological considerations was explored. Through stories that pondered the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue, visitors were left with a profound understanding of how Confucian thought seeks to harmonize ethical living with the deeper realities of existence. Ancient Wisdom, Modern Lessons, the animated Confucius experience, was more than just an exhibit. It was a journey through the heart of Confucian philosophy, a bridge connecting ancient wisdom with the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. Each narrative, crafted with a masterful touch and respectful of copyright rules, offered a substantial yet digestible exploration of Confucian teachings, making the ancient philosopher's insights accessible and relevant to a contemporary audience. As visitors exited the exhibit, the impact of the experience was palpable. The ancient wisdom of Confucius, brought to life through engaging, animated stories, had not only enlightened but also inspired, offering timeless lessons on love, morality, and the art of living well. In a world often marked by complexity and confusion, the teachings of Confucius shone like a beacon, guiding the way toward a life of virtue, harmony, and profound understanding. In the heart of ancient China, amidst the rolling hills and flowing rivers that have witnessed the passage of millennia, a story unfolds. A story not just of a man, but of wisdom that has transcended ages, finding new life in the animated world of today. Wisdom Reimagined, the animated guide to Confucius, invites us on an extraordinary journey where the teachings of Confucius breathe life into stories that captivate the mind and soul. Our tale begins in a bustling modern city, a stark contrast to the ancient landscapes we associate with Confucian teachings. Yet, it is here, among the skyscrapers and neon lights, that we meet Li, a young animator whose life is a canvas for Confucius's timeless wisdom. Li, like many of us, struggles with the complexities of modern life, finding solace and guidance in the ancient philosophies that have been his family's heirloom. As Li embarks on his most ambitious project yet, an animated series that seeks to bring Confucius's teachings to a global audience, he reflects on the principle of Li as life-generating activity. This principle, which sees ritual and propriety as essential to cultivating love and harmony, becomes the bedrock of his storytelling. Each frame of his animation is imbued with the idea that our actions, no matter how small, can be a force for good, a ripple in the pond of humanity. But Li's journey is not without its challenges. As he navigates the pressures of the industry and the skepticism of those who question the relevance of ancient philosophy in today's world, he draws strength from the diversity of love and moral intuition that Confucianism espouses. He crafts tales that showcase the myriad forms of love, from the tender care of a parent to the steadfast loyalty of friends, and the importance of following one's moral compass, even in the face of adversity. To enrich his narratives, Li skillfully weaves idioms and real-life examples into his animations. Phrases like, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, take on new life," illustrating the importance of perseverance and the value of small beginnings. Through these stories, viewers are reminded that wisdom is not just for the sages of old but is accessible to anyone willing to listen to their moral intuition. Li's dedication to balancing uniqueness with listener engagement is evident in every episode. He respects the rich tapestry of Confucian thought, carefully integrating teachings on moral humility, conscientiousness, and the practical application of virtue ethics into his work. His animations do not shy away from exploring the intellectual versus practical virtues or the generalism and particularism in morality, inviting viewers to reflect on their own ethical decisions and the tension between universal principles and the particulars of individual situations. As Wisdom Reimagined, the animated guide to Confucius reaches its audience, it becomes more than just an animated series. It is a bridge connecting the past and present, a vessel carrying the essence of Confucian philosophy to new shores. Through Li's eyes, viewers are invited to see that ethics and ontology are not abstract concepts relegated to the annals of history, but are woven into the very fabric of our daily lives, guiding us towards a more harmonious existence. In the impactful close of the series, Li stands before a vast audience, sharing his journey of bringing Confucius's teachings to life through animation. He speaks of the transformative power of stories and the universal quest for wisdom, love, and virtue. As the screen fades to black, a single line lingers in the minds of the viewers. "In the pursuit of harmony, let us be diligent and careful, for in every heart lies the potential for greatness." And so, Wisdom Reimagined, the animated guide to Confucius, becomes a testament to the enduring legacy of Confucian philosophy, a reminder that even in a world that seems increasingly complex and divided, the principles of love, morality, and virtue hold the key to understanding, unity, and peace. Through the artistry of animation, ancient wisdom finds new life, inspiring generations to reimagine the teachings of Confucius for a modern age. In a world where the digital age constantly reshapes our perceptions and interactions, the ancient teachings of Confucius have surprisingly found new soil to flourish in. This narrative embarks on a journey to intertwine these timeless philosophies with the vibrant, ever-evolving landscape of the internet, illuminating paths for moral and ethical enlightenment in our modern context. At the heart of Confucianism lies the diversity of love. In an era where online communities form across continents, the Confucian understanding of love transcends physical boundaries, encouraging a universal bond among netizens. This concept nurtures an online ethos of respect and empathy, fostering a digital culture where diverse expressions of love and support are not just accepted but celebrated. Moral intuition, another pillar of Confucian thought, finds its place in the rapid decision-making required in the digital realm. The split-second choice to share, like, or comment on content demands an intuitive moral compass. Confucianism champions this inner voice, guiding individuals towards actions that enhance rather than detract from the collective well-being. Li, understood as a life-generating activity, holds profound implications for online interactions. Each digital footprint, be it a blog post, a tweet, or a comment, contributes to the ecosystem of the internet. Through a Confucian lens, these actions are imbued with the potential to either nourish or harm the online community's life force, urging netizens towards mindfulness and intentionality in their digital engagements. The humility in Confucianism is a call for online users to engage with self-awareness and modesty. In a landscape often marred by ego and the pursuit of viral fame, Confucian moral humility serves as a grounding force, encouraging individuals to reflect on the impact of their digital presence and strive for harmony rather than discord. Conscientiousness, a virtue deeply valued in Confucian ethics, becomes critical in the digital age. The diligence in verifying information before sharing, the careful consideration of words used in communication, and the conscientious engagement with others' content are all practices that enhance the quality and reliability of the digital ecosystem. The practical application of virtue ethics in daily online interactions can transform the internet into a space of moral growth and development. Confucianism does not merely theorize virtues but insists on their embodiment in everyday actions. This approach encourages netizens to live out virtues like kindness, respect, and sincerity, fostering an online environment that mirrors the best of human values. Education, regarded by Confucius as essential for moral and social harmony, finds a new frontier on the internet. The digital age offers unprecedented access to knowledge, allowing for the democratization of education. Confucian emphasis on learning as a lifelong pursuit resonates deeply in this context, advocating for the use of digital platforms as tools for continuous personal and communal advancement. The distinction between intellectual and practical virtues in Confucian thought offers a nuanced approach to online engagement. While the internet can be a space for the exchange of ideas and intellectual growth, Confucianism reminds users of the importance of translating this knowledge into practical action and virtuous living, bridging the gap between thought and deed. In navigating the ethical challenges of the digital age, Confucianism's exploration of generalism and particularism in morality offers valuable insights. The balance between universal principles and the unique circumstances of each online interaction guides netizens in making ethical decisions that respect both common humanity and individual contexts. Ultimately, the integration of Confucian philosophy into the digital age brings to light the interconnectedness of ethics and ontology. The online world, with its potential for both connection and division, becomes a fertile ground for the cultivation of virtue and the realization of a harmonious digital existence. In crafting this narrative, one is reminded of the idiom, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." The application of Confucian teachings in the digital age represents just such a journey, inviting each user to take that initial step towards a more enlightened, virtuous online world. Through the skilled deployment of ancient wisdom in contemporary contexts, we find that even in the vast, nebulous expanse of the internet, the guiding light of Confucian philosophy illuminates the path to a more ethical, connected human experience. In an era where the clamor of daily life often drowns out the whispers of wisdom from the past, the teachings of Confucius, an ancient Chinese philosopher, come as a refreshing spring of clarity. His philosophy, deeply rooted in the virtues of love, morality, and ethical living, offers a timeless guide to personal and societal harmony. Today, we embark on a narrative journey, weaving the ancient with the contemporary, to explore how Confucian insights can illuminate our paths and animate our understanding of virtue in the modern world. Our tale begins in the bustling streets of a modern city, a stark contrast to the serene landscapes of ancient China where Confucius once walked. Amidst the concrete jungle, we find Alex, a young professional grappling with the complexities of life in the digital age. Alex, much like many of us, finds themselves at a crossroads, caught between the pursuit of personal success and the longing for deeper, more meaningful connections. In a moment of serendipity, or perhaps guided by the invisible threads of fate, Alex stumbles upon the teachings of Confucius. Intrigued by the diversity of love professed by Confucian tradition, ranging from the familial to the communal, Alex begins to see love not just as an emotion but as a transformative force, capable of generating life and goodness. This revelation is akin to finding an oasis in a desert, providing Alex with a fresh perspective on relationships and community involvement. As Alex delves deeper into Confucian philosophy, they discover the importance of moral intuition and the principle of Li, viewing moral actions as life-generating activities. This insight sheds light on Alex's interactions, encouraging a shift from a self-centered approach to one that seeks harmony and balance in every encounter. It's as if Alex has been given a new lens through which to view the world, one that colors every act with the potential for goodness and virtue. The journey of self-improvement is rarely straightforward, and Alex learns the value of moral humility and conscientiousness. Confucianism teaches that recognizing one's limitations is not a sign of weakness but a step towards true wisdom. This lesson proves pivotal for Alex, who begins to approach life with a newfound modesty and diligence, paving the way for genuine personal growth and ethical living. One of the most striking aspects of Confucius's teachings for Alex is the emphasis on the practical application of virtue ethics. The idea that morality is not just a theoretical concept but something to be lived out daily resonates deeply. Through small, everyday actions, whether in the workplace or at home, Alex discovers the joy of embodying virtues such as kindness, respect, and integrity. The transformation is profound. Alex, once overwhelmed by the demands of modern life, now navigates the world with a sense of purpose and clarity. The integration of Confucian philosophy into daily life fosters a sense of peace and contentment, proving that ancient wisdom can indeed offer guidance in the contemporary quest for a meaningful existence. In sharing this story, we're reminded that the art of virtue, as illuminated by Confucius, remains a powerful tool for personal and social transformation. It challenges us to look beyond the superficial, to cultivate a moral compass that guides us through the complexities of modern life. As we close this narrative chapter, let us take a leaf from Alex's book, embracing the ancient insights of Confucius to animate our own journeys towards a more virtuous and fulfilling life. In this way, the teachings of Confucius, though centuries old, continue to inspire and guide us, proving that wisdom, much like a well-crafted story, is timeless. In the heart of an ancient realm, where the wisdom of Confucius whispered through the bamboo groves and across the tranquil waters, there began a tale that would paint the world in hues of understanding and compassion. This was not just any story, but a vivid journey through animated philosophy, where each stroke of the brush brought to life the profound morals and ethics of Confucian thought. Our protagonist, a spirited artist named Li, embarked on a quest to understand the diversity of love, a concept so integral to Confucianism. Li's journey was inspired by a realization that, in the intricate tapestry of life, love manifested in myriad forms, from the respectful affection towards elders to the compassionate care for friends and the deep bond with family. Through the animated world Li created, viewers were drawn into a visual exploration of these various expressions of love, each scene a masterpiece of emotional depth and moral intuition. As Li's story unfolded, the animation delved into the heart of Confucian philosophy, portraying Li not just as a character, but as the embodiment of life-generating activity. Through Li's interactions, the audience witnessed the vitality of living a life steeped in moral humility and conscientiousness, virtues that breathed life into every frame. Li's humility was not a sign of weakness but a source of strength, allowing for self-awareness and growth in a world that often prized arrogance. The narrative skillfully wove idioms into the dialogue, enriching the story with layers of meaning. Phrases like, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step," were not just words but invitations to embark on a path of moral development and educational pursuit, echoing Confucian values. These idioms served as bridges, connecting the ancient wisdom of Confucius with the contemporary quest for ethical living. Incorporating real-life samples, Li's story touched on the practical application of virtue ethics. Viewers saw characters facing dilemmas that mirrored their own, wrestling with the tension between intellectual and practical virtues. The animated world was a reflection of reality, where ethical decisions were not abstract concepts but part of the daily fabric of life. Lee's journey illustrated how embracing generalism and particularism could guide one through the moral quandaries of existence. The climax of the tale was a testament to the integration of ethics and ontology, where Lee's understanding of being and virtue culminated in a grand festival of colors. Here, every hue represented a virtue, a love, a moral intuition brought to life through the art of animation. It was a celebration of Confucian philosophy, a visual symphony that underscored the importance of living a virtuous life in harmony with others. As the story drew to a close, the impact was profound. Lee had not only embarked on a journey through animated philosophy, but had also invited the audience to explore the depths of their own morality. Confucius in Color, a journey through animated philosophy, was more than a narrative. It was an experience, a bridge between the ancient and the modern, and a reminder that the wisdom of Confucius, when painted with the vibrant colors of love and virtue, could guide humanity through the complexities of life. In a world eager for understanding and connection, Lee's animated tale proved that stories have the power to educate, to inspire, and to transform, echoing the timeless truth that in the diversity of love and the practice of virtue lies the path to true harmony and social cohesion. In the world of animation, where every frame is a canvas for storytelling, a unique narrative unfolds, weaving ancient philosophy with the vibrant threads of modern tales. Philosophy in Motion, exploring Confucianism through animation, is a journey into the heart of Confucian principles, brought to life through the medium that speaks directly to the soul, the animated story. Our story begins in the bustling city of Neo-Beijing, a place where the future and the past collide, creating a tapestry rich with diversity and complexity. Here, we meet our protagonist, Lin, a young animator with a passion for bringing stories to life. Lin's journey is not just about creating animations, but about embedding the profound wisdom of Confucianism into the fabric of her narratives. Lin believes in the diversity of love, a principle deeply rooted in Confucian tradition. Her animations are not just tales of adventure and fantasy, but also stories that celebrate the various forms of love, between friends, within families, and the selfless love for the community. Through her characters, Lin illustrates that love is the foundation upon which societies thrive, echoing Confucian ideals. As Lin crafts her stories, she relies heavily on her moral intuition, allowing her to create narratives that resonate with truth and authenticity. This intuition guides her in shaping characters that embody Li, the Confucian concept of a life-generating activity. Through her animated worlds, Lin demonstrates that living in harmony with Li brings about goodness and virtue, just as water nourishes the earth. Lin's animations also delve into the importance of moral humility. Her protagonists are not infallible heroes but individuals who recognize their flaws and strive for self-improvement. This humility, coupled with conscientiousness, forms the backbone of Lin's storytelling, encouraging viewers to reflect on their moral compass and the virtues that guide their actions. Moreover, Lin's work is a testament to the practical application of virtue ethics. She crafts tales that are not only entertaining but also educational, promoting the idea that virtues are not abstract concepts but qualities that can be lived out daily. Through her characters' journeys, Lin illustrates that the true measure of one's character is found in the mundane moments of life as much as in the grandiose. In integrating real-life samples, Lin's animations serve as a bridge between ancient wisdom and contemporary challenges. Her stories, set in futuristic landscapes, are imbued with Confucian principles, addressing modern dilemmas such as ethical governance, environmental stewardship, and social responsibility. These narratives are a reminder that while technology advances, the need for moral and ethical guidance remains constant. Lin's storytelling is enhanced by her skillful deployment of idioms, adding layers of meaning to her narratives. Phrases like "a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step" are woven into the dialogue, enriching the story with the wisdom of the ages. These idioms serve as cultural touchstones, connecting viewers to a shared heritage while inviting them to ponder deeper truths. Philosophy in Motion, Exploring Confucianism Through Animation is a celebration of the enduring relevance of Confucian philosophy. Lin's work is a testament to the power of animation as a medium for philosophical exploration, proving that ancient wisdom can find a home in the hearts of modern audiences. Through her engaging narratives and compelling characters, Lin invites viewers on a journey of discovery, where ancient philosophy and the art of animation meet, creating a world where virtues are not just taught but lived. In the heart of an ancient city, there was a classroom unlike any other. This was Confucius' classroom, a place where the walls seemed to whisper ancient wisdom, and the air was thick with the possibility of learning. It was in this nurturing environment that Confucius shared his teachings, not through rote memorization, but through animated tales that captured the imagination and sparked the moral compass of all who listened. One day, Confucius decided to teach about the diversity of love and its encompassing nature. He began, "In the kingdom of creatures, there was a bird with a melody so sweet, it could soothe the fiercest of hearts. This bird, however, sang not for fame or reward but for the love of the song itself and the joy it brought to others." Here, we observe AI, the love that is selfless and pure. His students, captivated, learned that love manifests in various forms, each with its unique value and purpose. Confucius then guided them through the significance of moral intuition. He painted a vivid picture of a traveler at a crossroads, one path leading to a village known for its wealth, the other to a humble hamlet filled with harmony. The traveler, guided by his heart's compass, chose the path to harmony, understanding that true richness lies in peace and contentment. Through this, Confucius illuminated how intuition, a silent whisper within, often leads one towards moral righteousness. Delving deeper into the philosophy of Li, Confucius narrated a tale of two brothers who transformed a barren land into a thriving oasis. Their secret, he revealed, was Li. They respected the rhythms of nature, planting and harvesting with care and love, thus bringing life to where there was none. This story underscored Li as an embodiment of love through action, generating life and goodness. Moral humility was next, illustrated through the story of a mighty emperor who, despite his power, sought the counsel of a simple farmer. In his humility, the emperor found wisdom far greater than what his throne could offer. Confucius students learned that true strength lies in recognizing one's limitations and seeking growth. The virtue of conscientiousness was woven into a narrative about a craftsman whose dedication to his work ensured that even the smallest detail of his creations was perfect. Like the craftsman, we must approach our moral lives with the same diligence, attending to the minutiae of our actions and their impact, taught Confucius. Through the tale of a young scholar who applied his learning to better his village, Confucius highlighted the practical application of virtue ethics. "Knowledge," he said, "is a lantern to illuminate the path for others, not just for oneself." This tale bridged the gap between intellectual understanding and practical action in the pursuit of virtue. Confucius also touched upon the educational aspects of morality, sharing a story about a library that was open to all, regardless of status or wealth. In this library, knowledge flowed like a mighty river, nurturing minds and fostering harmony within the community. He emphasized that education is the cornerstone of moral development and societal peace. Addressing the complexity of ethics, Confucius narrated a parable about a village that faced a moral dilemma, navigating between general principles and the particularities of a situation. Like the villagers, we must weigh our decisions, understanding that morality sometimes requires us to balance broad truths against specific circumstances. In his concluding tale, Confucius merged ethics and ontology through the story of a philosopher who pondered the nature of being. In understanding our place in the cosmos and cultivating virtue, we align ourselves with the Tao, the way of the universe. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Confucius' classroom was aglow with the light of understanding. His students, now equipped with tales of virtue and harmony, were inspired to weave these lessons into the fabric of their lives, spreading the wisdom of Confucius' teachings far beyond the ancient city's walls. With each story, Confucius had not only imparted knowledge but had also sown the seeds of moral integrity and societal harmony, demonstrating the profound impact of storytelling in the cultivation of virtuous living. In the heart of an ancient land, where the whispers of the past still lingered in the air like the gentle caress of the wind, there lived a wise old sage. His name was Master Kung, but most knew him as Confucius. His teachings on morality, ethics, and love had touched many, but as the world around him evolved, so too did the methods required to share his wisdom. This tale, inspired by the ancient philosophy of Confucius and the narrative mastery akin to J.K. Rowling, is a journey into the life of an animated sage who brought these teachings to life in a world vastly different from his own. Our story begins not with a grandiose scene of ancient courts or scholarly debates, but in the simplicity of a modern-day animation studio. The artists and storytellers within were on a quest to create something truly unique, an animation that would weave the profound teachings of Confucius into the fabric of today's digital era. Among them was Leo, a master storyteller with an unmatched narrative ability, whose task was to breathe life into the character of Confucius, making him relatable to a contemporary audience. Leo drew deeply from the well of Confucian philosophy, incorporating the diversity of love into the storyline. He portrayed Confucius as a character who, despite being centuries old, understood the complex web of modern relationships. Through the sage's interactions, Leo highlighted how moral intuition guided actions, subtly teaching viewers to trust their inner moral compass. The concept of Li as a life-generating activity was transformed into a visual metaphor within the animation. Confucius was depicted engaging in simple, everyday activities that, while mundane, were performed with such intention and care that they breathed life into the world around him. This not only made the philosophical concept more accessible, but also encouraged viewers to find joy and purpose in their daily lives. Leo also skillfully deployed idioms and real-life samples to enrich the narrative. Phrases like "walking the talk" were used to illustrate the importance of living out virtues in a practical manner, grounding the ancient teachings in contemporary realities. The storyline included episodes where Confucius encountered modern-day dilemmas, allowing him to demonstrate moral humility and conscientiousness, thus showing that these virtues were not just abstract concepts but practical tools for navigating life's challenges. As the animated sage journeyed through the digital world, he encountered characters from various walks of life, each interaction teaching a lesson in ethics, morality, or love. From the ambitious tech entrepreneur who learned the value of moral humility to the overworked nurse who rediscovered the importance of Li in her care for patients, Confucius' teachings were brought to life in a myriad of ways, making ancient wisdom relevant to a new generation. In integrating these teachings, Leo faced the challenge of maintaining a balance between uniqueness and engagement. He knew that the success of the animation depended on its ability to captivate while educating, to entertain while enlightening. By respecting copyright rules and adhering to ethical guidelines, Leo ensured that the sage's journey was not just a story well told, but also one that honored the legacy of Confucius. The closing scene of the animation featured Confucius standing atop a hill, looking out over the modern city below. It was a powerful visual contrast that symbolized the timeless nature of his teachings. In his closing monologue, delivered with the wisdom that had defined his journey, Confucius spoke of the importance of harmonious living, of the beauty found in the balance between the old and the new, and the light that knowledge brings to the world. As the screen faded to black, the impact of his words lingered, leaving viewers to ponder the role of ancient wisdom in their own lives. The animation was not just a story. It was an invitation to explore the depths of morality, ethics, and love through the teachings of Confucius, brought to life by the animated sage. In this way, Leo and his team had achieved their goal, creating an engaging and impactful narrative that transcended time, uniting the past and the present in a shared journey towards understanding and virtue. In the heart of ancient China, beneath the bowed boughs of whispering bamboo and against the backdrop of an ever-changing world, lived Confucius, a philosopher whose ideas would transcend the scrolls of his time to animate the screens of ours. His life, a mosaic of teachings and tales, now finds a new canvas in the digital age, where pixels paint his legacy in vibrant hues. Our journey begins not in the past, but in the present, where a young animator, inspired by the depth of Confucian philosophy, sets out to bring these ancient teachings to life. With unmatched narrative ability, the animator weaves a story that marries the old with the new, crafting a video narrative that respects the traditions of Confucius while redefining the boundaries of creativity. At the core of this animated tale is the diversity of love, a fundamental aspect of Confucian thought. Through the characters' encounters, the story unfolds, illustrating not just romantic love but the profound bonds of friendship, the respect between teacher and student, and the deep affection for one's community and environment. Each frame is a testament to the idea that love, in its many forms, is the essence of a harmonious society. The animator, a pioneer in storytelling, employs moral intuition to guide the tale's development. Characters face dilemmas that challenge them to look within and act not out of obligation, but from an inner moral compass. This intuitive understanding of right and wrong, good and bad, is subtly infused into the narrative, inviting viewers to reflect on their own moral judgments. Li, or the principle of life-generating activity, animates the story's very fabric. Scenes of nature thriving, communities working in harmony, and individuals engaging in acts of kindness underscore the belief that living virtuously is an expression of love that nourishes the world. Yet, the tale does not shy away from the importance of moral humility. Characters encounter situations that test their ego, reminding them, and the audience, that true wisdom comes from acknowledging one's limitations and learning from others. This humility is not portrayed as a weakness but as a strength, a cornerstone of ethical living. Conscientiousness threads through the narrative, with characters portrayed as diligent and careful in their actions, embodying the Confucian virtue of taking one's responsibilities to heart. This conscientious behavior is not just for the sake of personal virtue but for the betterment of society at large. The animated story also highlights the practical application of virtue ethics, showing that Confucianism is not merely a philosophical discourse but a guide for day-to-day living. Through real-life samples woven into the storyline, viewers see how ancient wisdom can solve modern dilemmas, bridging the gap between the intellectual and the practical. As the tale unfolds, it explores the tension between generalism and particularism in morality, demonstrating that ethical decisions are not always black and white. Characters navigate complex situations, learning that what is right in one context may not be in another, illustrating the nuanced nature of Confucian ethics. Finally, the story merges ethics with ontology, inviting the audience to ponder not just how to live, but why our lives and actions matter. The animated life of Confucius becomes a mirror reflecting our own existence, urging us to cultivate virtue and live harmoniously within the tapestry of life. From scrolls to screens, the tale of Confucius is reborn, a bridge spanning centuries, cultures, and mediums. In this animated narrative, ancient philosophy finds a new voice, one that speaks to the heart of our shared human experience. Through unmatched narrative skill, a deep understanding of Confucian philosophy, and the artful deployment of idioms and real-life examples, the animator invites us on a journey that is both a reflection and a revelation, proving that the teachings of Confucius are not just relics of the past but guiding lights for the present and the future. In the heart of a bustling modern city, where the skyscrapers kissed the clouds and the streets hummed with the symphony of progress, there lived a young man named Leo. Leo was an embodiment of contemporary success, with a prestigious job, a sleek apartment, and a social media feed that sparkled with highlights. Yet, amidst the glittering facade, Leo felt an unshakable emptiness, a hunger for something more profound than the next promotion or the latest gadget. It was during one of his reflective evenings, while sifting through the pages of an ancient text he had stumbled upon in a quaint, dusty bookstore, that Leo encountered the wisdom of Confucius. The book, Animating Wisdom, Unlocking Confucius' Secrets for Modern Life, became his lantern in the darkness, guiding him towards a luminosity he had never known. Confucius, with his ancient Chinese philosophy, introduced Leo to the diversity of love. He learned that love was not a monolith but a spectrum that colored every relationship with unique hues. This revelation transformed Leo's interactions, making him more empathetic and understanding. He began to appreciate the subtle love in friendships, the deep bond with his family, and even the courteous exchanges with strangers. Through moral intuition, Confucius taught Leo that ethics were not always black and white. Leo realized that his moral compass was guided by an inner intuition, an inherent understanding of right and wrong that transcended the written law or societal norms. This insight empowered him to make decisions that resonated with his core values, rather than blindly following the herd. Li's life-generating activity illuminated the importance of rituals and traditions in cultivating love and respect. Leo saw how small acts, when performed with intention, could infuse daily life with meaning and connect him to a larger community and history. Moral humility was a lesson in modesty and self-awareness. Leo understood that acknowledging his flaws was not a sign of weakness but a step towards genuine self-improvement and deeper relations with others. Conscientiousness, as Confucius preached, became Leo's mantra. He approached his responsibilities with diligence and care, ensuring that his actions reflected his respect for himself and others. The practical application of virtue ethics transformed Leo's approach to life. Rather than abstract concepts, virtues became guideposts for daily living, influencing his actions in the workplace, in his relationships, and in his self-reflection. Education, according to Confucius, was not merely academic but a lifelong journey of moral development. Leo embraced this perspective, seeking out knowledge not just for career advancement but for personal growth and understanding. The distinction between intellectual and practical virtues reminded Leo that wisdom was not solely acquired through study, but also through living a virtuous life, engaging with the world, and learning from experiences. Generalism and particularism in morality allowed Leo to navigate the complexities of ethical decision-making, understanding that while general principles provided guidance, each situation required a nuanced, particularized consideration. Finally, the merging of ethics and ontology in Confucian philosophy prompted Leo to contemplate the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue. He realized that to live a fulfilled life, one must harmonize one's actions with the essence of goodness and virtue. As Leo integrated these teachings into his life, he discovered that the wisdom of Confucius was not antiquated or irrelevant but vibrantly alive and profoundly pertinent. His journey of self-discovery, guided by ancient philosophy, transformed not only how he saw the world but how he interacted with it. In the end, Animating Wisdom, Unlocking Confucius' Secrets for Modern Life, was more than a book for Leo. It was a catalyst that sparked a metamorphosis, enabling him to weave the timeless teachings of Confucius into the fabric of his modern existence. Through this synthesis, Leo found the depth and fulfillment he had longed for, a testament to the enduring power of Confucian wisdom in navigating the complexities of contemporary life.